Redoncy welcomes you once again. Here I am with a new episode of our program. In this episode, we'll discuss questions and their structure. Soon after questions, we are going to give you the primary knowledge of the auxiliaries. Exclamations and detailed description of the auxiliaries will follow later soon. Let's start.
Questions or interrogative sentences. A question is a sentence that asks some information or confirmation. What is your phone number? Asking information. Is it Saturday today? Asking for confirmation. Clearly, questions are of two types. 1. Seeking information, and 2. Seeking confirmation. All the questions that ask some information begin with the question words. They are also called interrogatives. We call them WH words too. The WH words or question words or interrogatives, whatever you call them, are 9 in all. They are what, which, who, whom, whose, why, where, when, and how. All of them, except how, begin with WH. That's why they are called WH words. How, though doesn't begin with WH, is also included in the same group. Now, we come to the main point. What's the use of these words and how to use them? All the WH words, when used as question words, are usually placed in the beginning of the sentence. For example, why can't we see the stars in the day? Here, why is the question word and it has been used in the beginning of the sentence. The question words are followed by the auxiliary verb. For example, what are you doing this evening? In these questions, why and what are the question words. You can see both the question words have been followed by auxiliaries can in the first sentence and are in the second. If the question word is a part of the subject phrase, the auxiliary comes after the phrase. For example, whose kids are these? Here, whose kids is a phrase. That is why are has been placed after kids. If there is no auxiliary in the sentence, auxiliary do or does or did is used according to the tense. Note, this can happen only in simple present or simple past tenses active voice. As in all the other sentences, there is always at least one auxiliary. For example, when did you get this information? In this sentence, the verb is in the simple past tense. That's why auxiliary did has been used. Had it not been a question, it would read, you got this information. Here, there is no auxiliary in this sentence and the sentence is in the past tense. That's why did has been used. Sometimes question words what, which, who and whose are subjects. That means doer of the action or part of the subject. In such cases, auxiliary do or does or did is not used. For example, what do you want to say? Here, you is the subject. That's why do has been used after what. What makes you laugh? In this sentence, what itself is the subject. That's why no extra auxiliary has been used. Whose new car broke down? Yours or N's? Whose is the part of the subject? Whose new car? That's why no extra auxiliary has been used, because whose itself is part of the subject. Questions seeking confirmation in yes or no begin with an auxiliary. That is, the auxiliary comes before the subject. For example, can you swim? Answer, yes or no. If there is no auxiliary in the sentence, auxiliaries do, does, or did are used. For example, do you know how to swim? Answer, yes or no. In both types of questions, if there are more than one auxiliary, only the main auxiliary comes before the subject. For example, will you have reached the school by the time it starts? In this sentence, there are two auxiliaries, will and have. Only will has been placed before the subject. Structure of the questions. Question word plus auxiliary plus subject. Then the rest of the sentence. Auxiliary plus subject plus main verb. Then the remaining sentence. Next few episodes will be on auxiliaries. That's all for this video.